All right, Rangers, welcome back. Welcome back to the Command Center. This is your White Ranger Clayton. As promised, I have returned for today. We will be finishing off Silas Greaves' story as we are in the last mission. And then we got to pick a new game. Or play a little bit more of this or whatever. Boom. What's this in the arcade thing? Oh, it's because we did that mission. Duh. It's just telling us we have a new one. Just one. Let's get the game going. Well, I'll make sure my Twitch feed is kicking off without a hitch. So far, it looks hunky-dory. The Good, the Bad, and the Dead. That is a great name for a level in a Western game.
Years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
And as you all remember, we did finish off each cylinder of our upgrades. Let's see, and the next one we get, I believe we said we would throw into fastest gun for better aiming.
Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70. But for all you know, he could have been dead. That thought had indeed crossed my mind. As did others.
Ooh, snap, son. Shit.
For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends, no purpose except shooting Bob Bryant dead.
Get the ammos. Let's see. I saw that I could get some. Whatever. The inlaid I could take inlaid 6-shooter, which gave better aim speed and better fire rates. But the Ranger has less recoil and better range. But I mean, I do like that gun aesthetically looking better. But for this last level, we're gonna go with the inlaid 6-shooter. I like the ominous feeling of this music too. It really gets you set in this, like, shit's about to go down frame of mind. Like this weird ass ghost town.
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I've been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town, dead almost 2 decades.
Dwight Eisenhower. That's not foreshadowing. The 34th President of the United States was born October 14th, 1890, in Denison, Texas. He grew up in Abilene, Kansas, and died in Washington, D.C. on March 28th, 1969. Before he was elected as president, he had been a 5-star general in the United States Army and the supreme commander of the Allied forces in Europe. During the Second World War, which is, for me, is odd because for everything that happened, that seems like it should have been like a group thing and not like he was the only person in charge. Over the course of his presidency between 1953 and 1961, the number of nuclear warheads in the U.S. grew from 1,000 to 18,000. However, he did end the Korean War soon after being elected. During his time in office, NASA was created and the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare was established. Eisenhower also was instrumental in the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956, which started the construction of the interstate highway system. He was a moderate conservative who expanded Social Security and sent federal troops to Little Rock, Kansas for the first time since Reconstruction to enforce federal court orders to desegregate public schools. Young Dwight had been an avid reader, especially fond of military history and tales of the Old West. Growing up in Abilene, he enjoyed talking to the old-timers about the days when Abilene was a major destination for cattle drives. He was also a great fan of poker. The love of the game was instilled in him by an old cowboy who Dwight considered a mentor and friend. I do know one of these upgrades we get will give us a better quick... on this one, it gives you the better quick shooter, which does better damage and has the best of damage and speed, but not there yet. So right now they're just garbage. Oh, so I do have to go to the house. Oh, that's... okay. Nope. Let's see. This way some more. Oh. More vultures. I gotta say, I just love how creepy this ghost town is.
Town was falling apart, just like me.
Let's see, can I go in this building? Does not look like it. Which is sad, because I wanted to. No secret there. It's over this way. Oh, it's blocked. Okay, gotta go that.
But I wasn't about to call it quits.
That doesn't look like there's anything in there. Ooh, there's a door open up here, though. No, it's a window. Hello. Take secret. Secret found. Roscoe Bob Bryant. Wow, doesn't that picture look familiar? The member of John Kinney's gang during the Lincoln County War in New Mexico, he was allegedly killed by Selman scouts near Seven Rivers, New Mexico in 1878. However, there are rumors that the corpse was misidentified and that Bryant kept on living, joining other gangs and continuing his criminal career. Supposedly, he had started out as a grunt in the gang of one of Juan Juarez Mendoza after the McCall brothers, Ray and Thomas, nearly took out the entire gang all by themselves. This forced the Mexican bandit to recruit any and all troublemakers, even some from across the border. That was young Bryant's ticket to a life of crime, which brought him, if the rumors are to be believed, under the wings of two, at the time, fairly anonymous gunslingers, Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed, hired to help Juan Mendoza rebuild his fearsome reputation after the beating it took from the McCalls. Bryant's first murder was the lynching of the Greaves brothers. This he committed with his more famous companions after the youngest Greaves dared to beat the bandits at the poker table.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around.
Well, so far, it's creepy enough that it could be haunted. It won't let us go up. Aha. Take secret. 3 of 4 found. The Sundance Kid. Harry Alonzo Longbow earned his moniker by serving an 18-month sentence for horse thievery in Sundance, Wyoming at the age of 15. His fame, however, was won alongside Butch Cassidy as a member of the Wild Bunch. He was often called a gunfighter, but there is not a single death by shooting which can be easily attributed to the Sundance Kid. It is quite possible that the newspapers of the time mistook another truly murderous member of the bunch, Harvey Logan, a.k.a. Kid Curry, for Sundance. Together with his wife, Etta Place, and Butch Cassidy, they fled the U.S. and the authorities in pursuit of them to hide out in South America. There in Bolivia, he allegedly died alongside his friend in 1908. We cannot be sure, though, as there are those who believe that Longbow returned to the United States and lived for many years under a different name. His story will forever remain a mystery, which is very true. I love stuff like that because when you think of stuff like that, reminds me of what people think of what happened to the guys at Alcatraz. The 3 famous men who escaped, the only men to ever escape. What I find hilarious, people just assume they died. But there are others who had for years said, "Oh, I saw them at this place," or "I believe they're alive." It's like no one found their bodies, and they found remnants of their raft on a different side of the shore than that people thought they were trying to navigate. Then there were that episode of Mythbusters way back in the day, which showed that the more likely thing was that they were attempting to go to a much more attainable place by the Golden Gate Bridge, which was easily doable, using the exact materials to create the raft and how they maintained it to get from Alcatraz Island to that spot, which to me is probably the most plausible thing. What happened? They got away because everyone just assumed they died because no one actually thought to look for them because they must have gone over to along that route because we don't want to do our job as police officers. Because we want to assume they died to keep the myth that no one can escape Alcatraz going. Ooh, new level. Yes, boom, fastest gun, which will lead us to Grenader, which is the one we really need. Headhunter, more concentration for headshots. Make some headshots to increase your focus. For each headshot delivered, you will receive 50% more concentration than normally. Always fun.
I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us today.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack.
That was awesome.
Because when I woke up,
From the dead?
there was silence all around me.
And no signs of the guys I shot.
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here and there. Even over there.
So I am right. You are titched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition.
This is one of the sections I love the most. You are now having to fight the ghosts of people who are... You have to fight the ghosts of dead gunslingers and the ghosts of the dudes you shot. Oh, damn it. I didn't move quick enough. And that again. I don't know why Billy the Kid would be...
I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me. In the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him.
Okay, what the shit? gotta let my thing refill. Because in this mist, you really can't see those ghosts, which is kind of irritating.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun. But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead. The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
I gotta... Let this refill. Oh shit.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed, each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy. Thought.
Yep, Tiny Ghost Army. God, son of a bitch!
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan,
Oh, here we go.
guardians of the Garden.
At least it
of the
doesn't make
Dead.
us restart that whole thing. Oh, string. Oh, I thought there's a nugget
The
of truth
Dalton
up that
brothers,
way.
Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry. Both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his Legion of the Dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive.
God son of a bitch! It switched me back to my rifle even though I switched to my fucking handguns. Okay, I did lean into that son of a bitch. Because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, what the shit? This guy can... Is he... What, Jason Voorhees now? He can just fucking teleport behind me with a goddamn shotgun? Okay, now that's garbage.
call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker,
Butch Cassidy.
a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Ooh. I'd almost forgotten we had... I'd forgotten we had dynamite until I accidentally hit a trigger button. Butch Cassidy. Sundance Kid. Silas Greaves. The good, the bad, and the dead. I love that title card.
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
Oh, this is awesome.
You frittered it all away, Butch. Edda's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
In a Mexican standoff, use L2 and R2 to switch your focus to the enemy who is looking at you. Oh, damn it. That was me hitting the wrong button. God damn. Oh. Son of a bitch. And it changes who gets to shoot you, so you can't predict. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. I forgot about this fight. I completely forgot about this. Oh, because you have to hit the L2 to make him go over there instead of being able to just move the fuck. Oh, god damn it. Son of a whore. Ooh, about time.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
Any skills? Nope, but we did get that fastest gun thing, faster aiming, which has come in handy. All right, back out. Time to finish the story. Let's let this play out. Finale. Let's see where this story takes us.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob? There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh, man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
What I like about this is you can either choose your destiny, either revenge or redemption. And what I like about this, that I always go with redemption and not revenge, even though you can and get a trophy for it if you want to be a completionist about it. But I always go with redemption mainly because throughout his entire story, you get this feeling that he went from being a man of revenge to a man believing in redemption. And it's that that Grey Wolf's vision to him sank in at a younger age, that he's no longer seeking revenge, that he's gone past it, and that though he was out looking for Bob in that cemetery, having to fight Cassidy and Sundance and fighting the ghosts of his past gave him the revelation that I don't need to kill anybody. The past is exactly that. There's no need to kill Bob.
why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be. Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walked that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir. Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point, sir.
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with your life, you hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir.
I won't have it said I left you with nothing, Bob.
And that last line is another reason why I like that line, is because I'm betting he would say that even if you killed him. But I like that because it brings his story to its full circle, and him leaving the man who killed his family with the same thing that was left with him, the symbol in which he used to keep his rage going. And I like that they bring back "Oh Death."
Won't you spare me over to another year?
And with that, I'm bet even with either ending, one of the things I like is "Oh Death." Just so fits with this game. Because in that last section, when you're talking to Bob, whether you choose to redeem or assassinate him, you are now Death. And at this point, you can now choose whether you will spare his life and come again for him another day. The one thing that Death said that Death in the song won't do, but Greaves now as Death is making that change. He's making that decision. I can't stress enough how much I want everyone to play this game. It's not only fun it's not really, though it has that feel like it's not an on-rail shooter, though it does have that corridory feel like we saw in our playthrough here, that it does give you enough stuff, play, and the setting they drop you in to find stuff and get secrets, which clearly I have not found all of, because in that last section I was missing one that I can't even figure out where it was. That and I probably never will pick the kill option out, that even to be a completionist, because again, in my playthrough of this and my understanding and how the story goes, that how Silas explains to Bob why he was dicking with him, since he knows who he is. Because of course he would know who that man is. There's no way in hell he wouldn't recognize the man who attempted to kill him and killed his brothers. that he's gone through his life. He's at that, especially all he's talking about in that last stage. He's fighting the ghost of his past, and he's now looking back on his life that he's a man who's not had any personal relationships, and he's essentially let this event in his life turn him into a killer of men. So, to the point of, like, that he can't even recognize himself in the mirror, that he can't even remember the kind of person he was before this happened to him. And it's powerful. I love that ending. And that's how I take it. I think that's how I believe the story should end and where it would end. And I'm betting there are people out there who would disagree with me, that they would have him kill off Bob Bryant and take his revenge. And I'd like to hear their explanation on what it is, on why they think the story should end with him taking revenge over him redeeming the man. Because I like that ending, because in my opinion, I bet it, depending on how well construction the argument is for mine and this other person who picks the other option, it would go either way. It could go either way, and that's why I like it's semi-open-ended. I do like the Easter egg that you meet Dwight Eisenhower, which is hilarious. But one thing I wish they would have also covered, like him looking at Jack like, yeah, you think I'm lying now, you stupid son of a bitch? And it's tales like that, like this, where it's set, though it's a fictional world, it gives you the nice little conspiracy theory that what if the kind of crap this guy was spouting did happen? Like, what if the Sundance Kid and Butch Cassidy did survive Bolivia and did make it back to the States to live out their lives under assumed names, and hide out in obscurity so not to draw attention to themselves? What if certain these other people did X, Y, and Z, and did and thought and went through all these things, even though Silas Greaves is a clearly made up character? But what if the story he is telling has airs of truth to it? New modes are available. New Game Plus is now available. Start a new story retelling with all the unlocked skills and weapons, which is awesome. True West difficulty level is now available. Try going through the story with minimal HUD and extra difficulty to get the real Western experience. Nope. Screw that. I like New Game Plus because it would give us the option to go through the story and find all the nuggets of truth that we didn't find. Let's see, what's recollections? Ooh. Oh, it's even telling us each mission, how many are we missing? And it has the movies from each one. Like, we're only missing one from Be Quick or Be Dead. Then you got the movie, which is kind of cool. Recollection. What's the movie on Recollection? I don't remember. Looks like Dwight's getting in somebody's face. Oh, that's right. Oh, the eights and aces, the dead man's hand. And that's one of those. I bet if I strung all these movies together, it would probably be only a couple minutes long. And it doesn't play the movie, but it does load the sequence where we could just play that mission over to find what we're missing, which is fine. I'd rather play the whole game from start to finish again in the New Game Plus mode, which I like a lot better. But which is always fun because it gives you added difficulty and all that kind of stuff. But you saw how difficult that last boss fight was. Here in Recollections, you can hear the story again after and collect remaining nuggets of truth. Your main progress through the story will stay intact. Okay, so we can play through this section just looking for the nuggets of truth we missed. That way, if we play the game proper, we can just go through the game and not go looking for shit. We can just play it from start to finish. Should have taken cover, but anyway. But that's kind of cool, where it gives you the option of doing. Yeah, because it doesn't look like we get level in this because the XP bar is missing and we're not getting the types of kills we're registering. So we got all of our upgrades. Let's see what this does. Collecting all the stuff. Getting my ranger. Just take a quick look around so we know where the ammo dump is back here. Ooh, getting all the shit. Yeah, see, there's no XP coming from, from this shit. We know that, pumpkins, that would give us XP. So this is just hey, we're going to let you, this is a quick explore the town, no time, find all the shit you're looking for. Kind of cool. Let's explore this a little bit and see if we can find all the nuggets of truth, which I doubt we will, because I don't have the wiki open to tell us where they all are. Right now we're just exploring. We could go in the saloon. We're not going to. Hello? Oh, it won't let us go in there. But it shows that that's the kind of building we could go into. Okay, we're back here. Yep, that's what I thought. We just walked up the gallows. Which is funny, there's a gallows, but there's no trapdoor, so it must mean they put that barrel on there and they kick it out from under you. If I remember correctly, when we went through this level originally, we did go through all this section and couldn't find shit. Okay, well, let me shoot that through. Shoot my way through. Oh, here we go. I'm now in this building. I'm not getting a secrets alarm. All right. Wow, that was really wanting me to... So we got that hotel back here. The road. Restrain from the story. All right. Okay, going this way some more. I'm not sure if we... got all those secrets to find, and we missed one completely. Let's go back this way, see how far it'll let us go. Pretty damn far. Holy shit, really damn far. Damn. It is letting us... Shit, it's letting us go all the way the fuck out here. Which is excessively far from where the store is supposed to be letting us go. Just nuts. Completely nutty bananas. It's letting us go this far away from the story. Shit. Okay. Let's go back up this ridge. Let's go up here. Because you never know, maybe they had secrets that you can only find going through the section in reverse if you had thought to do that. Like, they're the campsites that we originally come across when Silas replays the story, and we go backwards to before we enter the town. You know, where we killed everybody. Haha! Got it. Old West gambling. The Old West was populated with all sorts of adventurers, fortune seekers, thieves, gamblers, and gold diggers. Where there was gold, or in the absence of the noblest element, at least $1 or two, there were opportunities to spend it. Neither corn whiskey nor saloon girls were free. Saloon owners, however, did offer a third form of entertainment, one that, in theory at least, offered a customer a chance to actually make money gambling. Poker, dice, and faro, which I know the name of, I've never actually played, so I don't know the rules of, beloved by all, reigned supreme. Where gambling appeared, accusations of cheating usually followed. Let's face it, it was probably a common occurrence. The trick was to do it without getting caught. Plan B was to be so intimidating, no one would dare call your seemingly miraculous hand. Naturally, confidence alone wasn't enough. Lightning reflexes and the ability to shoot straight was necessary as well. That's why many famous gamblers were also gunslingers. Celebrities the West like Doc Holliday, Wes Harden, and Bill Hickok all fit this description to a T. So, okay, so I knew it. I knew we would find it. I'd bet you dollars to donuts that we could have found the majority of them if we had backtracked like this originally, if we thought about it to do it, or thought that we could do it. Pardon me. But I have the funny feeling that one you could probably have only found that one if you had backtracked at this point to see where all you could go. And we're still going to enter through the roof, because why the hell not?
Same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Harden was waiting for me.
Sure he was. Since he wasn't in the building.
Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this son of a bitch. He deserves that. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Harden was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them. Shoot that son of a bitch! They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. Most of them were running as well. I figured Harden was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past him.
Ooh, shit, son. This shotgun is the shit.
A lot of blood to find out Harden wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friend. Harden's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the bullshit. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcome presence.
Shit.
I wondered if Bob was among them. And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Harden, I was first into dispatch of the cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Okay, who the fuck was shooting at me? 'Cause I killed all the guys who were behind me, clearly. With the reaction stuff. There they go. Circle X, circle X. What I'm trying to figure out is how the hell I missed 4 shots on that guy. Like those guys. I had this crosshair right on their face. Magically missed. Ooh, that would have been a long shot kill for XP. Where the fuck did you come from?
I think I already mentioned that I found Harding in this very saloon.
Let's go get that shotgun again. It's gonna be fun to use in that close quarters. Did it just fuck off from existence? I guess I'll have to go to that spot where the other ammo is. All right. Shit. Okay. I want to know how that guy was shooting at me through the floor. That was garbage. Wait, what? Why do I have my rifle? Oh, fuck it. Though the shotgun was showing that we were kicking some ass and taking some names. There it was. I was like, I know he's right there. And that would have gotten us a piercing bonus. Who's still back here? Who wants a piece?
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived. As a moment later, I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Well, second fastest.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. That man was faster than greased lightning, but being inebriated as he was, it didn't count as shot. And now, he was at my mercy.
As I put the killing would have been the killing shot, sending down the way.
I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another
46% my asshole. We had a way better accuracy percentage than that. Fistful of hot lead. Yeah, I don't know how we're missing one. And I wanted to give us the ability just to play the movie. It's not letting us. Alright. But that, as we've seen, is Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Always good. It's a good game. It's a good game. Now, we're going to quit out of this. And we've been at this game for about an hour and a half, which is like the short stream that I had been promising. Now we got to decide what game to play next. Continue Kingdom Hearts, continue BioShock, continue Okami, play something on the PlayStation 4, play a PlayStation 1 game like Spyro. The classic that is the original Spyro PlayStation 1 trilogy. Start up Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which I never actually finished. I played the first mission. I didn't get bored with it. I just lost interest in continuing playing because other stuff would come up. I also have Dragon Age Origins. I got that because of my PlayStation Plus membership. I've never played that game. It looks interesting. I mean, I like the character creator. See what people have done with it, but I'm not super enthralled with the game. Play more Final Fantasy VIII. Everyone does streams for Final Fantasy VII, so we probably won't play that. My recent game that I just recently got, Bound in Blood. If I remember right, I think this one is the one that's supposed to take place in modern day, which is weird because all the Call of Juarez games is supposed to take place back at the end of the Old West, where Call of Juarez takes place that Gunslinger takes place in 1910-ish area. I do like this game, the Tale of Silas Greaves. I'm looking at the reviewer scores on it, and it got above average or great rankings in out of 10, all out of 10s, like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10s. 84 out of 100 on PC Gamer, which that's kind of much. I like that. 10 out of 10, the 10 scale, because you can give the most accurate, in my opinion, where 5 is average, not bad. Just middle of the road, vanilla, not horrible, not super good, just meh. It's the best way to put it. Let's see. Where does Bound in Blood it's supposed to take place in? Bound in Blood. Okay, I'm thinking of Bound in Blood, the Cartel. Because I'm looking at the the promotional art for it, and one of the guys, he's wearing a police flak jacket, and it says police on it, and there's a woman in the background, and a dude in the back, and they are all clearly wearing modern clothes, with the older guy, the only one looking like he should be in a Western. And the game is set in 2011. Okay, yeah, instead of the 1800s, like the previous title. So, okay, Bound in Blood takes place in the 1800s, and and the third one takes place far in the future. Let's see, Bound in Blood, Western theme, first-person shooter, game set in 1864 through 1866. Okay, so it's still the past when you think of the tale of Silas Greaves. And it does talk about the McCall brothers, which you got Bob Bryant in this game, who in this series had run-ins with the McCall, so he probably had to deal with these two. Let's see, Roscoe featured in Gunslinger. Historical characters appear in the game, blah, blah. Yep, according to this, he only, Roscoe only appears in Gunslinger, although from that card you see that about history characters, he does run with he did ride with the Wild Bunch, he ran with these other characters who ran into the McCalls quite a bunch. Let's see. Okay, according to this, there was an actual Roscoe Bob Bryant in actual history, and he ran with the John Kinney gang during the Lincoln County War. Son of a bitch. That's actually nuts. But again, that doesn't actually help us with picking out the new game. By Tuesday, new schedule. Tomorrow I'll put up a poll about new game or like play Kingdom Hearts. I'll put up a couple games or new game, and hopefully we will have an answer for Tuesday's stream. This has been fun. I love the crap out of Gunslinger so much. It's fantastic. It's a bit. It's not on rails. It's kind of corridory, but it's still got enough little. Like we saw, it gives you enough room to dick with when it comes to playing the game. Gives you enough leeway. Gives you enough to kind of go at it the ways. Hell, even this promotion, they're using the Ranger, the gun I like the most anyway. And that last boss. That boss area where you're fighting ghosts, which was a pain in the ass because they're coming out of the mist and you can't see them until they're almost on top of you and they've been shooting at you. And that cover, as you see, doesn't do shit to help. But anyway, Rangers, I want to thank each and every single one of you for coming and hanging out, giving me 709 views on my channel, having 20 followers. I am blessed beyond measure to have every single one of you wanting to come hang out, having every single one of you want to come see what I'm about. I'm glad I can be entertaining, or at least, whatever I am for you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you all on Tuesday. Rangers, let the power protect you. And